Da-da! Ba-da-dum-dum. Ba-da-dum-dum. Nice.
I like that.
You know, we're making a symphony is what I feel like we're doing. Like, slowly, it's like a symphony.
I didn't realize we're doing this, but if you take the beginning of each episode of our podcast and splice them together, it's going to be some famous orchestral piece of some sort.
Yeah, it's all part of the same, it's all in the same key, magically. You know what I mean? Because we're in sync. And when you're on a cruise ship with me, when you're on a tour with me, you're always going to be in sync because you know what, man? We're the Grand Line Tourist Podcast, and that's what we are, and that's what it is. And I had a hiccup there, too. I just can't do it today. Just lots of hiccups.
That's okay.
Lots of hiccups.
It's sometimes, you just have a hiccup right in between words number 2 and words number 3 of your podcast title. It's not great when that happens, but, we'll roll with it.
We're going to roll with it. Again, I'm going to try it again.
Sink or swim.
Right? I'm sinking. But we're going to slowly get myself a floaty, and we're going to swing it back, and we're going to try it one more time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Grand Line Tourist Podcast, a chapter by chapter examining or re-examining, depending on who you are, of Ichiro Oda's One Piece. That's how you do it, Jacob. I'm doing it. I'm nailing it. A man who's very proud of himself from pulling himself from the bottom of the ocean is I am your tour guide, Eric Vu, and next to me is the main character of this arc.
Woo!
This podcast arc.
It is me, Jacob Jarecki. I am your tourist being led through this manga masterpiece. And, when you're being led through a cruise by, your captain just, touring you around through all these islands and stuff, it's really exciting when you get to a new port. And you know why it's exciting at port, Eric?
What?
Because that's where you get your mail. It's mail time. It's postage
at
port,
somebody.
the latest section of our podcast where someone finally decided to use grandlinetourist@gmail.com to contact us. It's a friend of the podcast, Christian, and he wanted to write in with his favorite panel from Chapter 13, Treasure. And he writes, my favorite panel has to be Luffy dunking the lion into the ground. Well put, dunking. It totally gets the imagery there. Yeah. That, SHIT, is epic. Part suplex, part windmill arms. And windmill arms, the question mark at the end. I just have to call that out there.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Do you recall that panel? Do you remember what it looks like?
I
we
do.
did talk about it a lot last time.
We did, because I remember you specifically stating that it was very, very violent, and you were actually worried that the lion was dead.
Yeah, no, apparently Christian has no such qualms about this. Nope. This is just awesome.
Nah, that's my boy Christian. I feel it. I feel like he's an anime fan, so he gets it.
Go.
It's cartoon violence, baby. We're okay. Itchy, scratchy stuff.
And I wanted to let him know that his particular description of this cartoon violence, the suplex, part windmill, actually led me to look up what a suplex is, which is kind of like this backward, throw something into the ground wrestling move. And it made me look a little more at that panel, and it's quite interesting, because Luffy does say gum gum gavel.
Yep.
And so I picture like a hammer coming down, like almost like a forward sort of hit. But the way Luffy's twisting almost makes it that backwards idea make sense. So I really like that invitation just to re-examine, a very cool panel that we'd already talked about. So thank you, Christian, for writing us in.
Oh, the first of many. He's done it.
Yes.
He's opened the path. He's walked so you all can run. Run on in. Come on in. The door's open. grandlinetourist@gmail.com. We're waiting desperately.
Indeed. Well, let's keep this podcast running, and let's see what do we got planned for today, Eric? What's on the itinerary?
It's super easy. Let me just kind of break it down. Super chill. It's gonna be a chillax day. We come back to a half-conscious Mohji as he's trying to describe and warn Buggy about Luffy, but he fails. Rubbingly.
Rub.
Get it? Yeah, we both did it. We both went for the same joke, so I hope that really plays through on the podcast. Buggy doesn't really get it. He's confused, but he tells his crew to load the buggy balls anyways. He's gonna he's gonna buggy ball this town down to ashes. We come back to Chow Chow making his way back to the village refuge where they're all at, and they all this is kind of like our quick little exposition of, the mayor is such a good guy, he loves this town, I hope he doesn't do anything reckless, wink wink, which is the title, which we did not mention. This is chapter 14, titled Reckless. And that's what we get. We get a little bit of exposition there about how much the mayor loves this town. And we reinforce the idea that, hey, he's not going to do it. He knows that being reckless can kill him. Wink, wink. We come back to everything. We come back to Luffy, Boodle, the mayor, and Nami talking again. And Nami's essentially, apologizing for everything that happened. Just telling Luffy, like, I apologize for making these assumptions. And Luffy reconfirms her, like, it's fine, but I don't need to hear about your trauma right now. Poodle loses it. Poodle goes, Luffy, you're inspiring me. You and Chow Chow inspire me, and I gotta stick up for my treasure, which is this town that I've built over 40 years, and I'm gonna go fight. With that statement, he's earned Luffy's respect, and he runs off. And Luffy, right when he... Oh, no, he doesn't run off yet, because Buggy shoots down, like, another block of this town, apparently, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Shoots it down.
A Buggy Ball just takes out so much of this town. Yeah.
Also, with the Poodle's house included, with the sleeping Zoro. But don't worry, Zoro's fine. He doesn't have devil fruit powers, but he's indestructible in this little arc here. That takes Poodle off. He runs off fighting, and Luffy tells Nami that don't worry, I like that guy. I'll make sure he doesn't die. I'll fight for him. And then Luffy offers Nami again to join forces. After they fight Buggy, they're gonna get the map and go to the Grand Line. She says, I won't be a pirate, but I'll join forces.
Yeah, which is exciting because, it's been a long time coming. How are we going to get Nami on the crew? At least, I don't know, in some format, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like he finally got some his foot in the door there,
Exactly. It's just where we are. Yeah. What about, so any thoughts from you, Taurus, going through this whole chapter?
I felt horrible to learn that the mayor... is so invested in his town, but also he lets off a little remark after saying that it took 40 years to build this town after the old town was destroyed by pirates. And I mean, I can imagine like the sinking feeling when you see like the pirates roll into town and you're thinking, this happened to me once already, and I've been going another 40 years. That stuck out to me, and overall, I really enjoyed. I really enjoy this chapter. It flows pretty well. It's breezy. It's not too long. I didn't feel,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. I mean, he has that really cool, like, big destruction panel of the Buggy Ball, which is essentially 2 pages, right? So already 2 pages out of the, 20-ish pages that we have in this chapter is taken up by that, which is neat. I kind of wanted to piggyback on your thought about a Boodle. I said Boodle and the gang is what I wrote this chapter kind of to be about. Like we talked about last week or last chapter or whenever you all listened to the previous chapters about
it's up
how...
to you. You could time travel technically just by fast forward, speed us up, slow us down.
That's true.
Listen to all, like maybe Eric. Actually, we could be done with this podcast right now.
That's
for
true.
The listener.
That's true.
And like they could be on episode 1055, and that's impressive.
That's crazy. I love the idea that an alien in the future can listen to all of our episodes. That's what I'm thinking of. That's what
uses it to generate realistic human AI for their play that they're putting on.
Yes, which is going to be just One Piece, but in play form, which I would watch. I would watch that.
Ooh,
But
were you actually? I feel like you were gonna jump on the idea of the mayor's treasure. I don't know, because we've been talking a lot about treasure.
That's exactly. Well, and also about the idea of like what a pirate does when they pillage and when they destroy towns. I wrote down again the kind of like pirates. What they're not only stealing like monetary stuff when they destroy and pillage and steal, they're actually taking away people's like will and hope, as what I think I touched on a few chapters ago too. And that's what and you can kind of see that embodied in the mayor here. And to bring back the point that you were talking about, which was the whole like this happened to them 40 years ago, especially in the flashback. Where he's like, we started here, it was a wilderness. And in the flashback, he goes, we'll forget about our town that the pirates destroyed. So it's just a lot of like, man, tragedy after tragedy for this guy. But yeah, do you have any thoughts about that in general and kind of like re-examining what pirates can do? Like the fun parts about pirates is that freedom to like steal and take stuff, but like the repercussions of it is what I think this thing is trying to talk about.
Yeah, first I think I got a message for Boodle, and it's all about the journey, man, not the destination. These pirates want to give you a chance for your second journey of 40 years to make another town.
Oh my God! Is he gonna make it? I don't know.
No, he's getting older. But no, to more seriously take your point, I was thinking that when Ichiro Oda examines what pirates do, he takes on a lot of unglamorous parts of being a pirate.
Yeah.
So, like right here, he kind of makes pirates. I mean, maybe there's like elements of fun amongst the crew when they're doing their thing and joking, but he really is showing that like pirates aren't that great in this world for the world that they're in, you know, for the people around them. And I think it's interesting that he chose to focus on that, and it kind of reinforces, I think, what I was saying about how Luffy's kind of an uncharacteristic pirate from most of our preconceptions from childhood about what a pirate should be.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's the point now.
Maybe
I'm seeing the why. You know, so like, look at all these horrible things pirates do. Like, I can't give you Luffy as a regular pirate because you wouldn't root for him. I want to make sure you wouldn't root for Luffy if he was a regular pirate that pillaged and plundered. You're going to see why that's bad.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of just driving that point in. Yeah.
Yeah, he exists in between like what a pirate should be and what the Navy should be too, right? Like he's that good middle ground right now. Because both of these arcs back to back, now thinking about it in like the order of his arcs, is like examining that the heroes in the white hats can be terrible, and I mean the bad guys in the black hats are still terrible, right? Like,
yeah,
and all that good stuff. A small little Easter egg. Did you notice that Chow Chow's master is in the flashback?
Chow Chow's master? Oh, I didn't. I think I missed it.
Yeah, his little beanie. The character, like the one characteristic you know about Chow Chow's master in Chow Chow's flashback is he's an older guy, but he has a beanie on, a little black beanie. Oh. So if you check out those flashbacks in this chapter, when he's talking about like those, what we were just talking about, when he's like, we can make a new town, forget about our old town. Chow Chow's master is in those shots.
Nice. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, dude.
Did we in the chapters with Chow Chow? Did we see what the master looked like at all, or did we saw? But so he must be a little younger in this flashback picture, right?
He is younger.
Oh,
the only way
cool.
you know is if you paid attention to the beanie and his outfit.
I think I was too excited about seeing. I think Boodle, he had like black hair that was kind of afro-ish.
Yeah.
I was too excited seeing that it distracted me from seeing the subtler Easter egg. I'm just a tourist, Eric. I'm just catching the obvious things. I'm just seeing the Eiffel Tower, and then I'm out of France, okay? I'm sorry. I'll try to be more observant.
No, it's super cool. If you guys didn't notice that, definitely go back to check it out. It kind of makes... it's just a small little Easter egg that reinforces the mayor's, like... Poodle was like, Chow Chow's master was a friend of mine for a long time, or something, right? And it's cool to see him, like, exist in that flashback. And I also think, because we meet some of the townsfolk in the beginning of this chapter, I'm pretty sure some of them who actually show up in frame... are featured in the flashback also, because I think what Oda does very well is like making each of his character designs like something interesting that you kind of notice.
Yeah. That
he can kind of pay you off if you paid attention very well to in the flashbacks of being like, oh look, he's here because he has some of the characteristics are kind of still the same.
Nice.
My last point is, and then we kind of talked about it after the itinerary, was Nami joining the crew. What?
Yeah.
Is this
very
it?
Cool.
So that's exciting.
I felt like it was legit. I think it's going to go through. I don't think we're going to have any more hiccups. But you never know. There could be a big tragic hiccup coming up. But
who knows?
I think we got her.
Yeah. Before we move on to the haha sections, do you have any tinfoil hat?
No.
Guesses for this?
I'm keeping tinfoil hats. They happen, but not this time.
Okay.
Not every chapter is going to have them. I'm only going to pull it out when it's a serious prediction. And so nothing too serious this chapter prediction wise.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the haha sections. Yeah. Did we laugh?
Oh yeah. I laughed a lot at this chapter.
Oh, nice. Your laugh actually sounded kind of real. So.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
No, it was. To be honest, it was pretty fake. I mean, I do laugh throughout the podcast quite a bit, and most of them are real sounding. And then like that one, I forced it, but I guess it was a good force.
It was a good
little
force.
Maniacal.
Now I'm very insecure about whether or not I'm making you laugh or whether or not I'm funny. Now I'm incredibly
always on the
it.
edge.
Always.
You think you're leading. You think your tourists are all paying attention as you point out all these historical details and smiling. And little do you know, I left the building a long time ago.
Oh no, you're already mentally checked out.
No way. I'm gonna. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna ask you. I was gonna move on, but finish your thought first.
Oh, what was I thinking about?
I have no idea.
I didn't have a thought, Eric. We just laughed.
Look, it's one of those. It's just one of those nights. It's one of those nights.
That's okay. Yeah, no. It's sometimes it all flows, and sometimes I'm just gonna tell you the first joke. You ready for it?
Hit me with it.
Beaten by a masseur is what
I
Captain
wrote down
Buggy
man
says.
too.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. I really liked that. Just the fact that their misinterpretation then gets like yes-anded by the crew, basically. Like,
yes.
Everyone takes it up a notch slowly. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, they all try to heighten it. It's like he's a rough man. I also, it just reinforces again how much Buggy is obsessed with like the aesthetics of the team, the reputation. He's so obsessed about reputation. He got beat by Masur. He lost to a rub man. Like, we can't have this. Just burn down, raise the whole city. Like, he's so obsessed with it. He's a showman. He's so insecure. He lives or dies by his reputation. That was actually the joke that I had too. Was rub man. Do you have another joke?
Oh, let's see. I always write down. I write down all the moments that make me smile and laugh. And let's see. Hey Zolo, are you alive? Is what Luffy calls out after the buggy ball hits basically the town. And I just thought, it's like, I don't know, if I'm imagining Luffy saying that, it feels like there's such a degree of non-concern about whether Zolo's alive or not, or it's just the way he presents it. Maybe he is very concerned, and that's just what happens, But the difference between thinking of somebody worrying about whether their friend's alive and then the way Luffy chose to say it makes me almost think like Luffy had no thought that Zolo could have gotten hurt by that. Maybe that's the joke. I'm not sure. It just my brain was kind of going in circles to figure out exactly, was that irony? Was that just Luffy being silly? I liked it. I was having fun with that moment.
I did like it too. It's just so surprising because Budo gets this really cool, like, I'm putting my foot down, I'm gonna go fight back, and then the town, like, buggy ball flies straight in front of him, and then we all instantly, us and the characters will remember that, hey, Zolo was sleeping in one of those buildings, which is, like, pretty funny to me. So I'm glad that you brought up that moment, too.
Yeah, no, a nice way to get the team back together. Like, he's like, okay, we're missing one person in our usual crew. Yeah. Let's just shoot where he's at with a cannonball. That'll wake him up, Yep.
Yeah. Zoro even calls it a alarm clock. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one heck of an alarm clock. No, yeah. So I didn't have. I think that was it for me for OP Got Jokes. Do you have any others?
No, it's time to fight.
Panel battle.
Yes, the panel battle. That's where we are. We're fighting panels. Yeah, we're in that moment where we both choose a panel from this chapter that we like, and we pit them against each other in a ring where we make them hate each other, and they fight each other, and then we figure out who's the best panel out of the whole chapter.
It's art versus art.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you disagree with us, or you got your own suggestion like Christian did, make sure you write it in. We'll read it out loud, and we'll throw your panel into the mix over at grandlinetourist@gmail.com. But that said, are you ready to get this battle started, Eric?
I am ready to get it started.
And I think I'm going to send you the first salvo. I just did it. I clicked enter. It's coming your way.
All right.
We even talked about this panel a little bit.
We did. Which one am I supposed to like? Which one am I
This is a good question. I almost want to say this is all one panel, but I guess it would be the left panel if I had to really pick one. That little dividing line, that's practically not there, I think. But go ahead and tell the listeners what's going on.
Yeah, this is the panel we were just describing where Buggy finally shoots the buggy ball and it destroys that whole block of Port Town with Zoro sleeping in there. But we see the destruction up close. Though I have to admit to you, Jacob, I had a feeling you were going to choose this panel, and I was almost going to cheat and choose this panel too because I knew that you were going to choose it.
No, pick the one that's true to your heart, not the one that you think is true to my heart.
That's what I said. That's what I decided. Like I can't do it. But yes, in this panel we see Poodle, Nami, and Luffy front row seats to the destruction of this buggy ball. It's an awesome panel. We see the automatopoeia kaboom, and some like what, and the house is getting crushed and bent by the force of this buggy ball. So it's great. This is probably like we were talking about, like almost 2 pages worth of a spread. So almost a full.
Yeah, no, I think almost this panel just almost won for me when I flipped the page. It just because I don't think I'd ever been attacked so seriously. But I mean, this panel attacks on its own. I mean, I don't even have to do anything. I flip the page and then boom, it comes out at you. And if you're going kind of fast, you might not even notice the details of the 3 characters in there. If your eyes are just glancing across it, you read the big kaboom and you're like, oh, the town's blowing up. You flip the page, but they're there, and it's pretty cool. I like the detail.
Nice. That is a good choice, dude. But yeah, like I was telling you, I was like, I bet you if I chose this one, me and Jacob would line up. But that's not fair.
You think you know me, so you think
That wasn't.
I would have double guessed that you were going to do that and change my panel out, but I triple guessed it and kept it in.
This chess match, you and I, this chess match that we play. Okay, I'm gonna say your mind.
Oh, okay. We have Luffy in a lower third panel saying, "I can't wait," cracking his fist. Zoro is in the back, and so is Nami, saying, "You two are crazy." And this is, let's see, as far as this is concerned in this chapter, this is when they're getting ready to... Where is this actually happening exactly?
I think this is the end of the chapter.
Oh, this is the end of the chapter. That's what I was like, wait, they didn't go to fight anybody in this chapter. And no, they're getting ready to fight some people. So this is them kind of like gearing up the whole crew, right? Nami is not as invested in the crew, I guess, as they are, but they're getting ready to go off and, help out with the mayor and get their map and everything they need for their adventure. And let me think. I'm trying to say, what spoke to you about this panel? Is it just the pure grin on Luffy's face as he, cracks his fist and gets ready for a fight? Is that what's going on here, or is there something else?
I think for me, I think this panel kind of encompasses what I like so much about the dynamic of the Straw Hat Pirates. I think I like that so much, which is like both of these characters, both Luffy and Zolo, we both know are strong and they're gonna go fight. But also Nami in the back, who's like the smartest one of the whole crew, telling them like they're idiots for picking a fight for whatever it is, right?
Did you call them the Straw Hat Pirates?
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm possibly, is this a mild spoiler? I have not heard that term thrown around in the manga yet, but that would be a cool name for Luffy's crew come one day.
Yeah, well, he's known as Straw Hat Luffy, so eventually they're all named. I guess this is a mild spoiler because they're all.
Oh, it's time for a tinfoil time. I'm gonna get this one right. I think in the future.
Yes.
Luffy's crew is gonna go by the name Straw Hat Pirates potentially. I'm just
you can't do that.
Maybe
that's
something
like cheating. That's like you have to be the bigger person like I was and not choose the panel that I knew you were gonna choose.
You're right. I'm crumpling up my aluminum foil and throwing it in the trash.
You can't tinfoil hat that one. Come on. The naming convention's all there. They name them after the captain's name. The Buggy Pirates. You know what I mean? It's coming around. I guess they could have been called Luffy.
But Luffy's not the most normal pirate. He takes the path less tread by pirates, making it impossible for him to have the... No, I'm just kidding. I gotcha. Right. No, that's awesome. It does encompass, just quite the ramshackle crew that Luffy's assembling slowly and how they interact with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just their whole dynamic as a crew in one, at least between these three, in one panel, which I think is a lot of fun.
No, very nice. Well played. Well played.
Thank you. Played well. Well, why don't we make the sound just to kind of bury this chapter in the forgotten past of our past now.
All right.
Let's make the sound of that last piece of wood falling into place from the broken houses that the buggy ball just destroyed, all right?
Oh, yeah, it's the last piece. So this is like the cannonball blast has destroyed pretty much everything. You're like, okay, good thing it's over, but then that last piece of wood's going to fall, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be the wind that starts the falling action, and you get to be the creaking piece of wood. So we got our
Okay.